In this video, you will learn how to divide a fraction by another fraction. And the first thing to remember when we divide fractions is KCF. Keep, change, and flip. Here we have 1/2 divided by 3/8. So keeping in mind the KCF, keep, change, flip, I'm going to go ahead and write those letters underneath the parts of the problem. The K underneath the first fraction, the C underneath the division symbol, and the F underneath the second fraction. So what we do here first is the first fraction stays the same. That's where the keep it step comes into play. So that stays 1/2. Now we have C for change. We change the division symbol to a multiplication symbol. And then finally we have F for flip. We're going to flip the second fraction upside down, meaning we're going to write its reciprocal. So instead of writing 3/8, we're going to write 8/3. The problem is now a multiplication problem, so we simply have to follow the steps for multiplying fractions, meaning we're going to check the diagonal pairs to see if they can be simplified. So I have 1 and 3. They're as simplified as they get. And then I have 2 and 8. Well, 2 can go into 2 one time, and 2 can go into 8 4 times. So now I'm going to multiply straight across, and I get 4/3, or 4/3. But remember, we want to make sure we are simplifying our answers always, so we cannot leave this as an improper fraction. 4/3 is the same thing as 4 divided by 3. So to do this, we divide, and I have 1 and then a leftover of 1 out of 3. So that's 1 1/3. Let's try another one. 5/6 divided by 2/3. What's our first step? If you said to write KCF, you are exactly right. Keep, change, and flip. So we are going to keep the first fraction. It stays exactly the same, 5/6. We're going to change the division symbol to a multiplication symbol. And then we're going to flip the last fraction and write it upside down, meaning we're writing the reciprocal. So instead of 2/3, we'll write 3/2. And now we just multiply. So why don't you go ahead and solve this on your own and then press play to check. So the answer to this problem is 1 1/4. You're going to need to watch part 2 to learn how to divide a fraction and a mixed number.